Okay, so children, let's move ahead with the last part of this chapter, that is part 10 of food and its sources. The learning checklist for this last part is cannibals and parasite. You're going to learn here about these two. Children, can you identify this creature? Yes, it's a dragonfly. You might have seen them flying around often. Do you know what it eats? No? It usually eats mosquitoes, flies, bees, beetles, moths, butterflies and other flying insects. But do you know what does it do when there is a shortage of food or very limited amount of food? When there is a shortage of food, then a dragonfly eats another dragonfly. Yes, this is the type of eating habit where an animal eats the meat of their own species. Means the animal feeds on the animals of their own kind. And these animals are known as cannibals. So, animals that feed on the animals of their own kind are known as cannibals. And this is a form of obtaining nutrition when there is a scarcity or shortage of food. So some more examples of cannibals are a black widow spider and praying mantis. Let's move on to the next topic. We all had been bitten by mosquitoes at some point in our life. You must have had some small insects living in your hair causing your scalp to itch. These small insects living on your scalp are known as head lice. And this is the detailed structure of a head lice. So such organisms that lives on or inside another organisms are known as parasites. So a parasite depends on the other organism for food and other things that it needs to live. The parasite's victim is called its host. The host is usually much larger than the parasite. For example, mosquito is the parasite of humans. So humans are the host for that parasite. Some other examples of parasites are leech, ticks that are usually found on dogs, tapeworm that is found inside the intestine of the humans. Now different kind of parasites have different effects on their host. Some parasites can cause diseases, for example the tapeworm, while others can cause pain. However, the basic relationship between a host and the parasite always remains the same, where it is always good for the parasite but it is harmful for the host. Because as you can see here, all these creatures, they suck the blood from the host. So the host is losing its nutrients. But on the other hand, for these parasites, it is beneficial. They are getting their entire food from their host. So let's wind up with complete chapter 1. Here is a summary of all the things that we have studied till now. Firstly, we studied about nutrients that are present inside the food that gives us energy to do work, and then we studied about staple food, that is the major portion of our diet. Then we studied about plants being a source of food, as we get different parts from plants to eat, that are the edible roots, shoots, stem, leaf, flowers, etc. And then we studied about animals as a source of food, where we studied about milk, eggs, meat, honey, etc. All the things that we are obtaining from the animals. Then were the food habits of animals, where we discussed about carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. Then we discussed about the teeth of various animals based on their particular food habits. And today we discussed about scavengers and decomposers, and then parasites and cannibals. So here your chapter 1 is completed. So that's all for today's class. Now again you may ask your doubts and queries. Otherwise wait for me to upload the assignment, and along with the assignment I'll let you know the date and time for assignment submission. Please mention your name, class and section and subject in the mail or in the messages wherever you will send your assignments. And in the next class we will start chapter number 2. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.